Okay, thank you, Dr. Casey. Good afternoon, everybody. Mayor Bernard and everyone here. So today, I'm going to talk about the context of Jakarta in this smart city. So we would like to share about the building smart city 4.0 in this context, how the city government leaders are embracing the artificial intelligence opportunity. Next slide, please. Um, so Jakarta. If you heard about Jakarta, Jakarta is the capital city of Indonesia. So looking at the land area, so we have like a more than 600 kilometers square, and in the land area. However, we having said that, we also have a sea area is around it's a 10 times see around 6,000 kilometers square. So Jakarta has a big population. It's around 10.3 million people. And also, Jakarta is the highest density city in Indonesia. It's around 15,000 people each kilometer square. So, as a capital city of Indonesia, so we produce waste is around 7,000 ton per day. And in terms of the number of vehicles, so we have like 13.3 million motorcycle and 3.5 million cars. But I will give you detail having this problem. But this problem, let's say for example, in terms of the number of vehicle, can also give the opportunity for Jakarta in terms of the tech initiative. Next slide, please. So, so this slide, I'm going to explain is about what is smart city. So there is many way to explain a smart city. So if you ask people from various digital companies or service provider, they would say something about what they talk regarding the new technology options such as smart parking, smart home, smart lighting, that anything that related to emerging technology such as the artificial intelligence, blockchain, and so forth and so forth. Hence, people say that smart city is about technology as such. So, but if you ask like city official, they may say it's about implementing digital government or e-government, such as applying for permits or citizen identity, such as like national identity. So in other words, it makes everything less bureaucracy, effective, efficient, and transparent. Interestingly, if you ask the city resident, they would spontaneously find a way to better living, such as it's easy to get around the city fastly, easy to find a job, or about the safe and comfortable living. So, so the answer, what is smart city? The answer is all right, because a smart city will have a different values for different entities or co-creators. Some people straight for the economic impact. They're also saying that smart city is all about the quality of life, and others say it's about make a sustainable city. So there's no certain consensus what is smart city. But one thing uh, um, that would could all agree that every city is unique, what the Mayor Bernard already presented. So it has its own mark of branding. So each one of them has their own values, and these values strive to be a city they are amazing about. Then now we look at Jakarta. So under our governor, Pak Anies, so we have a government mission, and mission is in Bahasa is a toward a advanced city to this happiness citizen. Next slide, please. So when we're talking about smart city, it's not only about the project. Uh, so smart city is about the ecosystem. So smart city is about building the participatory ecosystem. So you can look at the slide. So the notion of a smart city 4.0 is not only about the 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 industrial revolution 4.0. It's not about that. It's about the power of citizen participation. So the notion of smart city 4.0 is basically is initiated to improve active participation and engagement of the city co-creator, such as citizen, academia, media, industry, business, investor, and other government. So in this context, Jakarta as a collaborator. So now Jakarta is recognized as city of collaboration. How this ecosystem can achieve the vision and mission Jakarta City 4.0 by using technology, innovation, and collaboration. We look at the emerging technologies such as cloud, big data, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, how those technology innovation can solve some use cases that we have in Jakarta, such as road congestion, medical services, parking services, flooding, waste management, air pollution, school education, public transport, drink water, and unemployment and green spaces, in order to solve the city problem and also in order to understand the citizen need. So the keyword is very important to understand. And by the end, the ecosystem will achieve the mission and vision of our leader, which is that as an innovative city and happy citizen. Next slide, please. So this basically is about translating the vision into a reality. So because as I mentioned, so we have a vision and mission from our leader. So how we convert the vision and mission into a reality. So so to achieve to this end, so basically so in the journey of the building Smart City 4.0 ecosystem, Jakarta Smart City has a solid foundation to ensure that every product and services is an outcome oriented to be achieved. So we introduced a Jakarta Smart City 4.0 framework to make a vision clear, understandable, and implementable and a reality. So if Jakarta as you can see in the slide, so Jakarta Smart City has a two main ends. There's two three values, has a principle and also five co-creators, six outcome and seven indicator. I would like to brief explaining about the what the city and values. So two smart city and basically one is innovative city and happiness. As a capital city of Indonesia, so Jakarta needs to be innovative to solve all the problems that facing every time to time. Let's say, for example, due to the pandemic COVID, it's a good time for smart city to address all the problems. So we need to adapt anything. So as a city, so city need to have a capability to adapt it to any problem. Therefore, smart city need to be innovative city. And again, the end of journey is about the happiness. And talking about the smart city, it's about how we improve the value added. So there's three value. One is the quality life, how we improve the quality life, and economic growth and sustainable environment. And the four principle basically is represented what we're doing now. So the first principle is a mobile first. So we see that the penetration of mobile device is higher than the laptop, computer, and so forth and so forth. And also, we want to make sure that our service can be achieved, can be used easily by our citizen. And the second principle is about system and data-driven technology. So we want to develop the digital leadership. All decision-making process is based on the data, what we call the data-driven policy. And the second principle about digital experience is about digital transformation. It's about how we convert all business process in Jakarta is in how we transfer all the business process. It's not about digitalization. It's about transform the culture. It's transform the people, process, and technology. And the last principle about the smart collaboration. Smart collaboration basically we see that all problems cannot be solved by only government solely. So we need to collaborate with others. And so those principles basically represented what we're doing now in Jakarta Smart City. Co-creator, so this is our ecosystem. Co-creator can be citizen, community, media, academia, business, industry, startup, and other government. We also working with the Berlin government as a smart chain program and so forth and so forth. Also like as part of the ASEAN Smart City Network. And talking about smart city, now I'm going to give you briefly about um, outcome. So talking about smart city is not only about the output, but about the outcome. So equitable, inclusive, safety data. Safety data is about how we educate the people. So safety data oriented, and also said comfortable and positive, eco-friendly, livable, accountable and trusted. And again, it's very important point. It's about the economy impact. Talking about smart city is need to have economy impact. And seven indicators. So basically, we adopted some framework and we added one indicator, which is a smart branding. Next slide, please. Oh, you can see this is just seven indicator what we're doing now in Jakarta. Just to explain about smart government, smart people, smart mobility, smart environment, smart economy, smart living, and smart branding. Next, please. Okay, so this is our work plan, it's our roadmap and this year. So we explain our work plan of 2020 by putting our principles, mobile first, system and data driven technology, digital experience, smart collaboration. As you can see that some system and data driven technology, we have a big data. We are going to establish evidence-based policy. We also establish data-driven culture and decision and so forth and so forth. And also, we also make use artificial intelligence and machine learning utilization. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is I will try to give a brief context about Jakarta Smart City business model. Jakarta Smart City, Jakarta Smart City is not is now by this year is a regular regional public agency. So in that context, we able to monetize, we able to make a revenue, we're able to monetize our services. So it's not like other city in Indonesia. So Jakarta Smart City is a BLUD, it's a regional public agency. We can make services, we can make money, and so forth and so forth. So this is our business model. Consists of the three part: customer, business portfolio, and partner. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. So now, for this slide, I'm going to give you some use cases, artificial intelligence use cases in Jakarta. First is about license flat recognition for text initiative, and during within in the corona pandemic, so we developed the corona likelihood matrix and also face mask detection and social distancing measure. And so this is just a brief about what the artificial intelligence. So and now there's also machine learning and deep learning and so what people recognize as the artificial intelligence. Next, next, next slide, please. So this is some artificial intelligence and opportunities. So I think how. So I'm going to give you some use cases that we are have developed in Jakarta. So as I mentioned that there's a number of vehicle in Jakarta, motorcycle and the car. So, but some of them, they are not paying the tax. So in order to recognize whether or not the vehicle is already paid the tax, so we are we are working together with startup, which is a Noflux, to recognize whether the vehicle is already paid the tax. So we use the artificial intelligence in addition with our CCTV camera to recognize the license plate for the tax initiative. Next. So this is kind of the how the system works. So basically, we're using our CCTV that's spread in the city, and also we're using the analytic developed by Northflag. So in order to recognize uh, how many vehicle in Jakarta is not paying the tax the vehicle taxes. Next. So the second use cases. So due to the pandemic COVID in Jakarta, we are building an end-to-end system for coping with COVID-19. So basically from testing, tracing, treatment, and monitoring. And next slide, please. So for the testing, next slide, please. Yeah. For the testing, so basically we develop a corona likelihood matrix. So corona likelihood matrix basically is a self-screening application powered by machine learning technology. So the CLM will assess you in measuring the risk of the possibility of COVID-19 that recommended what you need to do. So basically, this platform is a collaboration with Jakarta Smart City, the Health Jakarta office, SLM from Harvard University, and other uh, startup Plugclick.id. So basically, so this during the pandemic COVID, this app is widely used by Jakartan. So the process of modeling CLM. I just want to the process of modeling. Next slide, please. Okay, the process of modeling CLM begin with the data processing. You can see on the flow, basic flow of machine learning model. So namely by cleaning the existing data so that it's ready to be studied by our machine learning model. So we then build multiple version of the machine learning model with 80% of the data at hand. We tested the perform of this model using several criteria, namely accuracy, precision, and sensitivity using 20% of the testing data. So the best performing model is then evaluated for the CLM engine, which can be used by the public to find out more about the risk percentage of the COVID-19. So for this model, basically for the record, this machine is continuously monitored and updated using the latest data from Jakarta Department of Health. So because you know there is a uh, people who impact who get COVID-19 without the symptoms. So this is therefore we need to update the model. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned that so some variable is used in CLM, including gender, age, gender, region, symptoms, for variable, historical info, and risk occupation. It's like health workers. So so by using this CLM, people can see whether or not or whether they are on the level one, level two, and level three. Next slide, please. So this is dashboard. So at the moment, the number of people use CLM is around six 600,000 people use CLM. So you can see there's a top 10 district and so forth and so forth. Okay, next slide, please. And now I'm going to talk about the artificial intelligence in um, uh, uh, face mask detection. So for your information, in Jakarta currently we have more than 7,000 CCTV integrated in Jakarta Smart City. So by using the CCTV, we embed the analytical model, collaborate with Northflag to to see that whether or not people using a mask or not. So you can see there is some picture on the right side. Next slide, please. So basically, for the face from this automatic and comprehensive monitoring, some follow-up action can be carried out. So the government or regulator can see through the CCTV or through the monitoring about the so some action can be done by looking at the CCTV monitoring. separation from the crowds, let's say for public facilities, prohibition of entering train station or other public areas, provision of masks for immediate use. So sometimes our city official go to the some public area, they give like a mask for free. And but having said that, some sanction is applied for some people. So basically, the public monitoring also can be initiated from the main public areas, such as in Jakarta, MRT station, LRT station, terminal, airport station, or to school and market, and also from the capital city of Jakarta, Bandung, Surabaya, to others agencies in the country. Next slide, please. So the last initiative, the last initiative that we done using the artificial intelligence is about social distancing measure. So how we make sure that people comply with the regulation by applying 1 meter separation with others. So basically, social distancing measure. We also using the CCTV installed in the public area. We look at we using the CCTV and with the artificial intelligence. So this public monitoring basically is very important in the public areas as market, mall, and station. You can see in this picture is one of the big market in Jakarta. So we can measure that whether or not there's a social distancing measure. But you can see some people in, not applying social distancing measure, but some people applying social distancing measure. But you can see most of them is not applying social distancing measure. But again, this monitoring also can be implemented in office area, educational complex, and other places where the general public is passing by. I think that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone.